Title: I got hired as a night guard at an abandoned mall. I was told to never open door number 14. When I signed up for a night shift job as a security guard at an abandoned shopping mall, I figured the worst I'd have to deal with would be boredom, maybe some rats, or a junkie in the basement. I was wrong. My name's Jack Harper. I'm 28 and recently moved to Indianapolis, Indiana. Work was scarce, and when I was offered $23 an hour for night shifts at a long-abandoned mall, I took the gig without thinking twice. Who wouldn't take money for sitting around drinking coffee in silence? The job was simple: 12-hour shifts, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I had to do rounds every 2 hours, check the security cameras, and most importantly follow a list of instructions. They were printed on a yellow sheet of paper pinned to the board next to the monitors. They read: Night guard instructions, never open door number 14. If you hear a child laughing, don't respond. Just keep walking. Camera 6 will always display static. Do not attempt to fix it. If you see a figure in a blue hoodie hiding behind a corner, smile and nod. At 3:33 a.m., do not look into the mirror near the shoe store. If the freight elevator opens at 4:44 a.m., do not enter, even if someone calls your name. Remember, you're alone here. If someone says they're the new guard, leave the building immediately. In case of emergency, do not call 911. Use the radio in the security room. At 6 a.m., play music in the food court. This is important. I laughed when I read the list for the first time. Figured some imaginative guard had a little fun. I even thought of adding my own rules, like don't feed the ghosts after midnight or don't pet the demons, even if they look friendly. The first night was quiet, well, mostly. Around 2 a.m., I heard something crawling through the ventilation shafts, but assumed it was rats. Typical. On the second night, I noticed camera 6 really did only show static. I checked the cables, everything was fine, creepy, but manageable. On the third night, I heard a child laughing. It came from the old toy store, just like in a horror movie. I froze, and even though I knew I shouldn't, I shouted, "Hey, who's there?" The laughter stopped. I swore to myself I'd never break the rules again. But you already know I broke the first one, the most important one. I opened door number 14. It happened on the 7th night. I saw someone in a hoodie walk past the fountain on camera too. Wouldn't it be strange if all the doors weren't locked? I double-checked everything was sealed tight, but someone was inside. I grabbed my flashlight and baton and went to check. When I reached the fountain, no one was there. Just a strange chill, like the AC was cranked to full blast. I walked down the corridor until I reached the end. There was a door, marked 14, with a lock. I hadn't noticed it before. Rule number 1 echoed in my head: never open door number 14. I wanted to walk away, I really did. But curiosity, I thought, what if someone's trapped in there? A homeless person, or someone who needs help. I found the key in the security office drawer. It was heavy, metal, engraved with the number 14. I inserted the key. It turned with a loud click. The door opened. Behind it was a staircase leading down. I descended slowly, the cold sinking into my bones. At the bottom was a long hallway dimly lit by flickering lights. The air smelled like mildew and something sweet like rotting flowers. At the end of the hallway was a room. I peeked inside and saw myself, no joke. A man in my uniform, with my face, stood inside. He looked at me like I was the one out of place. And he said, "You came too early." I slammed the door and ran. Took the stairs 2 at a time, locked the door, threw the key in the trash, and decided I was quitting. But I couldn't, because the next night, I woke up in the security office, in uniform, with the radio next to me. I didn't remember getting there. The nights after that were hell. I saw myself on the monitors, walking the mall, while I was still in the office. Once, I looked in the mirror at 3:33 a.m. and saw not my reflection, but a woman in red, with mouths where her eyes should be. She smiled. Another time, I opened the freight elevator at 4:44 a.m. and saw my father inside. The thing is, he died 5 years ago. He called my name. I shut the doors and burned the instructions. It didn't help. I started leaving myself notes. Checking every corner. I stopped sleeping. I even tried to leave, but the doors wouldn't open. My phone didn't work. Calling 911 just gave me a dial tone. I realized I was trapped until I completed ... what? On the 14th night, I found myself at door number 14 again. I knew I had to finish what I started. I opened the door again. This time, I wasn't scared. I wanted answers. It was dark. But I kept walking until I reached a space that looked like the mall, but perfect, bright, clean, music played. People walked, smiled, shopped. No one noticed me. I saw the woman in red, the man in the blue hoodie, the laughing child. They were all here. And then I saw myself, but not quite. This version of me sat in the security room, watching the monitors. Like I used to. I understood. It was a cycle. I was part of something bigger, a curse stuck between worlds. Every time a new guard opened the door, the same thing happened. But I did what no one else had done. I asked a question. I shouted, "Who created this?" Silence answered. Then a voice, deep, heavy, like concrete on my chest. "You? Anyone who looks too deeply into themselves. This place is an echo of you." I woke up on my couch, in my old apartment in Chicago. I thought it was a dream, but then I saw the radio mark on my wrist. And in my wallet a key labeled 14. Now, I work as a barista. I don't spend nights alone, always keep company. I stay away from numbered doors. But sometimes, late at night, when I'm alone and the lights are off, I still hear a child laughing.